Hi everybody, what you see here is an Emerson 16-inch model 77648 SO oscillating desk fan. This one was actually a Christmas gift, so I got this one at the very end of last year, literally on New Year's Eve, like a few hours before midnight. It was given to me by my partner's mother, who has really, gotten to know me in the past couple of years and found out that I was a huge fan guy. And so she has gone to she loves going to thrift stores and flea markets just like I do. We're basically the same person. And she was looking for fans basically all year, and she found this one for really cheap apparently. And she got it for me. So I was very, very thankful for her. It's in really good condition. These are, I want to say these are Emerson's version of the GE Vortilex. They are probably one of the best desk fans ever made. I know a lot of people would argue that. They are definitely, from what I can tell, this is a very, very heavy fan, very substantial, very well built. And Emerson was definitely known for having very high quality fans, just like GE. So that's why I say this is like the Emerson version of the GE Vortilex. And honestly, this is my first Emerson antique portable fan. Actually, it's my first Emerson portable fan, period. But I do have Emerson ceiling fans, as you all know. So this one is from 1955. It is the SO model. They had different models of these with the same number prefix and different letter suffixes. There was like the AS is, I think, the most common. The AG, the AL, I think there was like the TL or something like that. There was a whole different variations of the letter suffixes. And I don't exactly know what the difference between them all are. I do know that they had different blades and different styles of badges on the front there, and different finishes as well, I believe. But maybe that was designated something. I don't know. But this one has aluminum blades. It's 4 really big aluminum blades that are stamped separately from the hub there. They're like riveted onto the hub. So very high quality. There is a model that has bronze blades, and those are a little more rare, I think. I don't know if they had different cage styles, but this is the most common that I've seen, with the sort of almost flower pattern and the 4 lines going that way. Yeah, and the cage does come off. If you can see, it's actually held on by there's a rear grill here that it has these hooks on, that there's 8 of them, and that holds the cage on, and it's actually really easy to get off, which is really nice. Switch is on the front, and it's very much like a GE switch, the slider switch. It starts with low, which is kind of interesting. Back in the day, a lot of fans started on high, which is, I don't know, I think that's kind of weird. I don't think anybody's rewired it or anything until I did, because as you can see, it does have a cloth-covered cord, and that is not original. It did have the original cord when I got it, and this is the original cord. And as you can see, there's no way that I was going to use that. But the lady who my partner's mother got it from said that she tested it, and it ran. And I was like, she plugged it in, seeing that the wire was like that. I could never. So I don't know how it didn't explode in her face when she did that. But yeah, and that was where it was entering the base. It's completely bare. There, you can see it's just completely dry rotted and hard and crackly. This isn't the worst one I've seen, but it's pretty bad. So I decided to, instead of replacing it with a modern rubber cord, I went for some modern reproduction cloth-covered cord, which is not what it originally would have had, obviously. But I think it looks really nice. It matches the cloth-covered headwire, which is original. And all the rest of the wiring is all still in really good condition. It's all still there. It's all good. It's not frayed or anything. And I reused the original Bakelite plastic plug. I think this is the original one, but it's a Bakelite plastic, or Bakelite plug, not plastic, with the screw terminals. Still works. Still looks great. Really matches the cloth-covered cord and that vintage antique vibe. So I really like it. So now I'm going to turn the fan to the side here, and you can see it has this really heavy-duty knuckle on the neck. The base is conical, typical of fans from this era. And it has that bullet over the motor. Now, there were some models that did not have this bullet, and they just had the bare motor. Those were a different version. And here's the tag on the top of the motor housing. You can see Emerson Electric, St. Louis, Missouri, type 77648-SO. Now, the 77664, from what I understand, is just like the model number, so to speak. The 8 is actually designating the blades. These fins here are each 8 inches wide. So the 12-inch models were 77646 because they had 6-inch blades, and 6 plus 6 equals 12, 8 plus 8 equals 16. Basic math, you know. But volts 115, you know, all the regular information. Made in the United States of America. I don't know why my phone won't focus. Alternating current. And then down here is actually the date code, the 35. And how you date these is, well, you could ask nicely, but how you tell the year of these is you take this number and add 20 to it. So this would place this one in 1955, which is ironically the same age as my dad. Yeah. And then this here is an oil hole. You can see, you might be able to see the brass oil tube down there. And the ones that didn't have this bullet on the back of them had like a snap cap over that oil hole, which is pretty cool. Front motor has all these little holes for vents in the front. There is no front oil port, you'll notice, because this motor is actually a uni-bearing motor. It has a singular bearing. So it's kind of like, from what I can understand, the GE standards with the single bearing motor, except the oscillator's in the back instead of the front. And it's a much older design, obviously. So, yeah. Now, the way the oscillator on this one works is actually pretty cool. You can turn it on and off, but it doesn't have like a knob at the top. Instead, it's like, I'm not really sure how to describe it. It's infinitely adjustable. So you can adjust it from 0 to I think like 75 degrees or so of oscillation. I'm going to see if I can show this, but you see how it's in the middle there? If you turn it, is it counterclockwise? Oh, I need to move it, it's hitting the shelf there. If you turn it counterclockwise, it'll increase the oscillation arc. And if you turn it clockwise, it decreases it, and it like pivots this little thing with the screw hole inside of here. And that's how it achieves that different arc, which is pretty cool. It's got like you can hear it clicking into place. It's really, really ingenious. I think it's so cool. I've never seen that before. I did not know that this was a thing. Very cool. You can see the head wire. Cloth covered, still original. It does have a butterfly nut to hold the head in place. So, turn the oscillator off. And I am going to turn the fan around, and we're going to plug it in. Also, I did forget to mention, they had different style. Well, I did mention they had different styles of badges on the front here. But this is the one that has the rings radiating from the center. There were ones that didn't have these rings and just the circular black badge. And there were ones that were red, had like a red background too that I've seen. I think there also may have been ones that were blue, but I think I might have seen those as well. But yeah, so now I'm going to plug the fan in, and now, let's see, let's start the fan up on, we'll start it up on high. That buzzing is just the badge. It does that when it starts up, but once it gets running, it's actually quite quiet. And these fans do not play around, let me tell you. These fans are meant for business. And I think I may actually use this one in the garage over the summer. It may be just about as powerful as one of those belt drive window fans that I use in there. The Home Art. It's insane. Let's get that to stop rattling. Oh well. Yeah, when the thing isn't rattling, it's actually like dead silent. Turn it down to medium. It doesn't have like a direct breeze either. It like spreads the air out too, which is really nice. There we go. Now it's silent. Well, somewhat. Alright. Low speed. Sorry for the shakiness, it's making me cold. It's not like a super slow low, but it actually is like a usable low speed. Unlike the GE Vortilex, which is just high, high, and higher. Higher, higher, high, higher, and highest. Alright, I'm going to spin down from low first. This one has a insane spin down time. Before I even oiled it, it had a really good spin down time. Whoever had this fan last took really good care of it. I think it was like shoved in someone's basement or garage for some time, which is why the cord got all dry rotted, or maybe in like an attic. Because like the rest of the fan, it was pretty dusty when I got it, but like it wasn't really like filthy. Bearing's still pretty good. Okay, now I am going to demonstrate the oscillator. Let's see, how should we do this? I'm going to start it up with the oscillation off, actually, on low. Stop buzzing. Because I want to demonstrate the variable oscillator arc. Also, the blades are a little bit out of balance. I tried balancing them to some extent, but I just figured it was better to leave well enough alone. I mean, it's not terribly out of balance, so... But, I'm gonna turn it a couple of clicks so it starts moving. It's not... There we go. So that's like a very slight back and forth oscillation. If you want like as minimal movement as possible, that's what you set it on. Okay, let's see. Turn it a little more. Another couple of clicks over. Okay. Increasing the arc degree. It's a lot easier to adjust the arc degree than it is on a GE, obviously, because like the GE ones had different screw holes that you could unscrew the arm and put it in to change the arc, but this is a lot easier, obviously. So. couple more. Let's see, how close are we to the full arc? I did notice it's a bit uneven. It oscillates more to the left than it does to the right, which is kind of strange. Okay. I think we're finally getting out to almost the full arc degree. Out of frame there. That's not quite the full one, but that's almost. Okay, I'll wait till it goes back to the other side so I can reach the knob. Okay, I'll turn it all the way to the full arc. Yeah, like I said, I think it's about a 75 degree. So variable from 0 to 75. They were way ahead of their time. Okay, I'm going to turn it up to medium now. And high. And it's got a pretty fast oscillation arc speed, but it's not like super fast. I think if I properly balanced the blades, the rattling would stop. I'll probably get to doing that soon. Alright, when it goes back, I'm going to stop the oscillation. Sorry, my finger got in the way there. Oop, turned it the wrong way. There we go. And now we will do a spin down from high. So everything works, and everything's original except for the cord. It does have a capacitor in the base. It's a capacitor motor, and it's an old, I think, oil-filled capacitor. I'm not sure of the brand. But, yeah, it's like screwed onto the base. And it still works, so hey, if it works, I'm not going to remove it. Okay, a nice long spin down. So, and then I think I also wanted to show on the bottom, if I can flip it over with one hand without breaking it. There we go. Here's on the bottom. It has the original felt, but it's like half falling off, so I'm probably going to replace that. But the base comes off with these two white screws here, and then the other two screws hold the capacitor onto the base plate here. So, yeah, I'll get some felt for that. That seems to be the only thing that's in, like, somewhat rough condition, aside from the back of the motor bullet and the scratches on the base. But that's not a huge deal. I have a lot of fans that have those. Yeah, the headwire's in perfect condition still, basically. Alrighty. So, I don't know if I left out anything. I don't think I did. But that is just about it for this video of the Emerson 77648-SO 16-inch oscillating desk fan from 1955. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.